Hello and welcome to episode 2 of Middle Game Strategies for Success. Today we have an opponent from America, Joel Data Warehouse. And we're not going to focus on the openings. We're just going to play King's Indian and not even think about it too much. Um, okay, in this case, to be honest, I know the middle game plans fairly well, so I'm sort of playing on autopilot, which is it's not the goal of this course to teach you how to think on autopilot, but rather how to think concretely about middle game plans. So in that respect, we've gotten off to the wrong start, but I need to be on a good opening against a 2200 level player, so I have no choice in the matter. So we got a loose pawn here, we got a loose pawn there potentially. That's what's keeping the dynamic of this position somehow balanced. But it is probably somehow inaccurately played by me. I'm not too familiar with this particular variant. I think we will take this right away and take the follow-up. So we have a pawn advantage, but our king is quite under attack here. So it's a little bit about holding the fort now. Hold the fort. You have to hold the fort, so you have to have a concrete middle game strategy, but then back it up with concrete calculations. So now I have to calculate that. Bishop takes, queen takes. Okay, this queen pin is now active. Can the rook sack on that pawn? No, because my queen is here, so it'll just capture it back. Phew! Okay, so that's how you think. That's how you think about chess. Yeah, he's had to make a retreating move. The momentum has definitely shifted in my favor. I think I'm just gonna follow it up with a bit of robustness in the center and maybe throw that pawn out, mainly to give room for the knight to come here, otherwise the bishop would have taken the knight. This is somehow attacking yet non-committal. Okay, we don't mind this so much. Okay, we'll take the bishop pair maybe, but we just want a solid position. That's all we care about here. We've been under a bit of fire. We've taken an early lead in the game. So now we've just got to ward off the counterattack. And so far my king looks pretty safe, it has to be said. I am planning a queenside castling. He can sense it. That's why he's planning these maneuvers. We're not going to commit to it though. Not yet. If he does play b5, what is my idea? I think I want to keep things, generally speaking, closed. But I don't mind if he captures the pawn and I get it with the bishop. Pawn up, knight back. Maybe we can even go knight back already, kind of preempting it and facilitating a trade of queens, if he wants. It's a somewhat defensive move, but a very smart one. Very smart. Okay. He's changed his angle of attack. That's prudent. it's time to get our knight here to sort of indirectly block off that queen from a very annoying square. I would have to make a pretty ugly move to defend against it, I think. Here we would love it if the knight captured that knight and simplified the game for us, but of course he's not doing us that favor. I think I have to take it with... I can take it with the rook. Holding on to this. Okay, this is not a big deal. He's equalized, but the pawn structure is horrible for him. I think we're not going to castle queenside. It wouldn't make sense to with all of these open files. Okay, I think we have to make a kind of weird move to defend that pawn. He's got me under quite a bit of pressure here. Okay. Alright, we're gonna change the angle here a little bit. But we want to take these pawns with our rooks. Our king is probably safest in the center, as strange as it is. He's trying to open up the position in the middle. We're gonna kind of keep it binded tight. This will, okay. Is that bishop trapped? It might be trapped. That bishop was... You can't sit there forever, bro. You took away your exit square and now you're trapped. So... Well, now we're going to be patient. We're going to be patient and we know he's still trapped. And as long as we can keep things that way and be confident in it, we should not lose sight of the middle game. Where we can now potentially force a trade of queens. Okay. Alright. This is a critical move. Critical move. He's got a knight check. You can maybe try thinking about wiggling out of it if he does a knight check. But no, my rook will take it, so it's not a concern. And now we're well ahead on the clock as well here. So let's just, definitely take that rook. Fell right into the trap. We're going to get a resignation pretty soon. But look, middle game strategy and concrete thinking. That's really what it's all about here. Concrete ideas, plans. We're gonna give up that little bit of exchange because it's needed. We'll throw in a check. No. No. We'll just hold it together. Hold it tight. Okay. Get our knight up there. Defend our pawns. Get our knight up here. Our rook is defended, so we don't have to worry so much. Let's toss the pawn up. Allow it spite check, no worries. Make sure you keep your king on light squares because you don't want a bishop to get any surprise forks on you. Now play fast. Time is also running short. Make sure your king stops that any surprise antics over there. Keep the situation under control. Keep your pieces well guarded, well defended, and take that pawn. Good game. I mean, the ending part was just about clinical finishing off play, but if you see the whole middle game here, it really started out with that whole wild maneuver there. And we got a pawn up, and then it was all about holding the fort. So this was a strategy and a masterclass in defense, really. A masterclass. Look at moves like this. This is masterclass in defense. Of course, he did get momentum. He did have some crazy ideas, but we disrupted his pawn structure favorably. We kept our king in the center. We made unusual moves like knight over here. We held it together. It was not easy. He was definitely a challenging opponent. Um, but we played with the right principles of keeping it kind of closed up in the center and then trapping the bishop. And not only that, but then being patient and not taking it right away. Making sure you take care of the middle game part before you take what is there to be taken at any time. So it requires a bit of confidence. And then, of course, the simplification here. This is also important. You know, I could have moved away, but I'm going to end up causing more headaches for myself in the long run. So I think this was the right approach. All right, that's enough for this masterclass series. I hope you learned from these strategies for success to improve your game and become a better chess player. Thank you.